All right, peace and love, fam. Coming in. Give me a second. Got a few things I need to put into the chat. If you guys are doing well, if you're not, let's make it happen. Talk about Dr. Sebi's herbs, those things that many of you guys who are on Sharon channel definitely want to find out what it is that she was doing as far as her health was concerned, what we got her on initially, and the adjustments that she made. I can talk to you about what we got her on initially, guys. I can't speak to all the adjustments she made on her own, but at the end of the day, we'll talk about the specific herbs that I got from Dr. Sebi's uh, maybe about 6 months ago. Maybe what was that? Maybe six. Yeah, time is moving. Maybe about 6 months ago, went in and got those herbs. What's up, Elizabeth? What's up, Leslie? I'm putting a link right here, guys, to all my products that I'm offering as far as my hemp cosmetics, the CBD oils, the hemp proteins, etc. All right, the link is going up, and I'm gonna leave my email address. Big shout out to Tasha P. If she comes in the building, that'll be beautiful. But if not, she purchased some of the products yesterday. Be shipping those things out to her soon. All right. So let me do a few more things with this in the chat, guys, and we'll get right into what it is that we're going to talk about, dealing with the herbs that we purchased for Sharon and how it helped benefit and turn her numbers around. Again, we're not saying that she's cured, but what we are saying is that her numbers have been drastically altered in a good way. So that's a good thing. But we'll break down the herbs, guys, and break down what it is and how to utilize those herbs. And again, you can make adjustments that are necessary for you to make depending on how your body is responding to those specific herbs. But we'll break down the benefit of those specific herbs that we use for that we got from Dr. Sebi's, and we'll talk about the herbs that I have particularly that are not necessarily from Dr. Sebi, but they are the herbs that I buy in bulk. Again, guys, one thing you have to come to the realization is that the herbs are not anything magical. They're just natural foods for the body. Like we've been taught that the foods that we are consuming are natural for the body. Many of those things that we consume are not natural foods. Anything that has to be altered in order to be consumed is not natural. So we've been consuming foods that have not been natural for the longest of time. Therefore, when we're introduced to herbs, we become a little skeptical about what it is that they say these herbs do. We think that it's a game because we've been played games with for a long time. And people do scam individuals on a daily basis in this society. But at the end of the day, herbs are no scam if they are authentic herb, if they're products that are not filled with a lot of fillers, and if they're coming from a reputable source. Again, we got to break the mindset that the herbs are something new, that the herbs are something that is not natural. The herbs are the natural food for the body, along with the plants. The plants and the herbs are synonymous. It's just that, again, many of these things have been put into forms where we can consume them readily without having to actually cook the plant, etc. All right. So again, let's get away from that mindset. I'm gonna leave one more thing, guys. I'm gonna leave my email address, and then we'll get right into it. Any questions that you have, guys, feel free to ask them. Again, we'll get deep into this in just a second, and we'll break down a few more things. Also, I want to talk about how how many of us claim to be conscious and claim to be pro-black. Now, let me state this first, guys. I'm pro-truth. I'm not pro anything else but truth. I can care less what your color is. I can care less what your sex is. I'm pro-truth, pro-understanding, pro-knowledge, pro-evolution. So let's get that clear. But with that being said, I do understand my unique situation as a descendant of slaves. And that right there is definitely a uniqueness that those of us who are African Americans share. And I would never shy away from that reality. However, again, I'm pro truth no matter where it comes from. I'm pro dealing with people with good characters no matter where they are, who they are, what sets they are. And that's how I get down. All right. So let me put this in real quick. I was trying to get it in before I went live, but somehow I went live and didn't get it in. But we'll get this in and we'll get right into the meat of the conversation. And let's kick it, guys. Let's make some things happen. All right. Again, big shout out to my girl Tasha P for purchasing those products. She purchased the skin butter. And again, like the skin butter has done amazing things for my skin, guys. You'll hear me repeat that every time I come live. So if you're tired of hearing it, that's just going to be something you're going to be tired of hearing, guys, because I know that it actually works. But it's not just the skin butter alone that is reproducing and regenerating the skin texture that I have, the smoothness of the skin, and that youthful appearance that I'm regaining. You know what I mean? There's a whole lot going on that is helping with that. And it's not just the diet alone. It's a combination of some strategic use of herbs that I'm using as well that has really took me to the next level. And again, I'm not being braggadocious, but I actually feel like this is the best I've ever looked as far as my skin is concerned, even when I was younger. So this is definitely something that you guys who are serious about really trying to maintain that youthful appearance and really trying to cleanse the body and keep the body healthy internally and externally should want to be dealing with. You know what I mean? I got one more thing I'm gonna put into the chat, and then we're gonna get it in, guys. All right. One more email. Again, guys, I've been working on some online stuff that will allow me to be able to directly market my products to you guys in a way that's easy, simple, and it doesn't take a whole lot of steps to complete. All right, that should be it right there. Beyond competition. All right, yeah, that's it right there. All right, yeah. Yeah, Leslie, you say you're afraid to consume anything because you almost want to go raw. What I found out yesterday too, guys, even though it's organic, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's not GMO when you go into certain stores. So you want to make sure that even though it's organic, make sure that it's non-GMO as well. They're literally flooding the market with GMO foods, and it's ridiculous. Even Whole Foods, my favorite spot, has GMO foods, and this is ridiculous. Like America, I believe, is one of the only advanced nations that still allow GMO foods to be produced and put out and not be labeled as such, meaning you got to ask if it's GMO or not. This is ridiculous. You know what I mean? What's up? What's up, Shay? Is that Shay? Shay C. Good morning. Give a shout out to your city, guys. Give a shout out to where it is, where you at, where you from, what you're doing, and how it's going down in there. You know what I mean? All right, so let's deal with these herbs that we utilize to help Sharon get back on track, and hopefully it's leading to her full restoration. You know what I mean? So basically, what we purchased when we did that thing with Dr. Sebi is we purchased the small cleanse package. It was about $250. You know what I mean? So again, guys, you want to make sure that you need to spend what you need to spend in order to get healthy. You got to stop being so cheap, guys. If you don't have the money, that's understood. But if you're complaining about price and you're spending your money elsewhere instead of spending your money on things that are healthy, then that's on you. You know what I mean? The small cleanse package, what we got was the It's called the Salation, guys. We got 3 things in that small cleanse package. And I got it from Dr. Sebi cellfood.com. There are different Dr. Sebi sites. I know that the leaf is it the fig tree. The fig tree is another authentic one, but this one is one that I've been getting all my Dr. Sebi products from, which is the Dr. Sebi cellfood.com. But what we got for Sharon was the chelation, and I'll read to you real quick what the chelation does for the body. So the chelation removes toxins, acids, and mucus while providing mineral nourishment during the cleansing process. Dosages, 2 tablespoons at bedtime if you were to get that. You can't buy that singly. You have to buy that within a small package. Some of his herbs you can buy as singles. A lot of the herbs you have to buy in the they'll just come in a package with other herbs, like the small cleanse package. Then we also had the Bio Frio, guys. We had the Bio Frio, and let me read that. It says it's a blood nourisher, purified, contains herbs that are high in iron, phosphate, and other minerals that nourish and strengthen the entire system. So that's another one that we had. And we were supposed to get the Viento, guys. The Viento, and I'll leave these things over here in the chat. What's in the herbs that we got? You'll have to go and do your own research further. All right. I'm gonna read this off real quick, and then we'll talk about how we feel like it really worked to help Sharon move beyond what it is that she was dealing with, or to help her deal with what she was dealing with more effectively. It says it energizes. It's an energizer, cleanser, and a revitalizer. Ventral offers oxygen, iron to the brain, central nervous system, and the lymphatic system. It also addresses the kidneys and the respiratory system. Combats the craving for addictive substances. All right. So that's the Viento. I don't think they had the Viento when we got it, so we had to substitute it for the green food. Again, guys, I put it down in there. You know what I mean? As far as what it is that we actually got, guys. So basically, guys, that's what we utilize with Sharon. And I tell individuals to make sure that you do your research. Do your research, find out what it is that you have going on with yourself, and then research the herbs, guys, for yourself as well. There's a lot of individuals. What's up, Margaret? Jacksonville in the house. What's up, New Jersey? What's up, Shay? New Jersey in the house. Also, Detroit in the house. That's cool. Good. Yeah, so it's definitely like something that you could be looking into as far as the small cleanse package is concerned. What you got to understand too, guys, is we're running up on these diseases because of the lifestyle. They're not just happening to us. It's an active campaign on our part, whether consciously or unconsciously. We're doing things that are running us directly into disease. And many times we just don't understand what it is that we're doing. The key and most important thing that we're doing is that we don't understand what is natural and what isn't natural, because we've been conditioned and taught that those things that we have been consuming all these years are natural and necessary for the physiology. This is not the truth in most cases. Again, if anything has to be modified, it is not natural or necessary for the physiology. Now, I'm not telling you that you can't eat things that have to be modified, but what I am telling you is those things are of no necessity to your livelihood, are no necessity to you becoming healthy. They can be a detriment to your health, and most of the time they will be a detriment to your health. This is just something that we have to come to grip with, but we're unable to come to grip with it because, again, we've been educated into ignorance, especially as it concerns nutrition, and especially as it concerns the frequency in which we need to consume food. I had somebody ask me yesterday about dairy and about their doctor told them that they had to stop drinking dairy. Milk. The human body does not need milk beyond age 2 or 3. And the only milk for the human body is the breast milk of the human mother. Now, you can use that other milk. It may keep the baby from dying, but it does nothing as it regards the overall health of that baby. The cow's milk is for the cow, and the human breast milk is for the human baby. As grown adults, you don't need milk. Understand that. And you definitely don't need milk coming from the cow. The cow is and has been fed and basically mated in an unnatural way. Meaning those cows that you're getting the milk from, they stay pretty much pregnant year round. And it's artificial pregnancies that are going on to keep that cow constantly pregnant so that cow can continue to produce the milk. Being shot up with all types of hormones and eating things that are not natural to the cow's physiology as well. So you're getting things that are not good for the body in general, and you're getting other things that are totally not good for the body because you're consuming something that is unnecessary for you to consume. Like I said, we got to grow beyond what we've been taught. That's the thing, guys. Many of us refuse to move beyond what it is that we have accepted as being truths, even though our body, our system, our life is telling us totally different, or we're not achieving those things that we can achieve, particularly health. Many of us run around here with a lot of arthritis, as if that is something that is a natural process of the human evolution. This is not natural either. It has become common because of the lifestyle that we live, because of the things that we engage in, because of the things that we've been taught. And we've been taught wrong. And I tell you that again 100 times over. We've been taught wrong. Therefore, we're consuming things that are gonna produce inflammation in the joints. These things are going to lead to arthritis. These things are going to continue to get worse because of what it is that we're doing and what we're consuming. And then they're going to put you on medication that is going to end up destroying the kidneys, destroying other aspects of the physiology. And then you're going to have not only arthritis, but you're going to have a dying kidney. You're going to have liver issues. You're going to have all those other issues that come along with the misguidance that we have accepted as guidance. These things are not natural to us. And when those of us come to you who may not have a doctorate degree, who may not be as fluent in their speak as others, who might not have the fancy marketing, the fancy advertisements, and those type of things, you want to look at us as if we're crazy, you know what I mean? Because you're hearing something that is foreign to you, that shouldn't be foreign to you. It should be natural to your education that you know what is food and what isn't food, what we've been allowed to do and able to accomplish as eating food versus what is natural food for the human physiology. It's simple as that, guys. So that's why we'll continue to see and feel and experience those things that we are experiencing. There's no need for us to be aging in a way that is so painful, so destructive, and so life debilitating that we think that 60 is old. These things are not old. 60 years old is not old to an individual who has done those things that are natural for the physiology. We have been led by individuals who are not in tune with nature. It is natural for those who were not African descent to consume animal flesh. This is what they had to do to survive because of the environment upon which they migrated to, and for centuries they were stuck in. So it became necessary to be a killer of animals in order to survive. I understand it. I get it. And I don't bash anybody for consuming animal meat. That's your choice. But again, you must know the truth about what it is that is natural for the physiology. And you must know that, again, we're accelerating the aging of the body because of the things that we are doing. It is simple as that. Many of you don't understand that the actual process of you actually having to cook food at high temperature actually accelerates the aging process. It actually accelerates the aging process because of what is called advanced glycation in products, meaning that when those foods are cooked at high temperature, they produce what is called advanced glycation in products. These molecules and this substance is a substance that attacks the proteins of the body. The body's ability to renew its protein is the key to the body staying youthful in its appearance and is a key to the body being able to, again, extend its longevity. When those things are happening to the body from the mere fact that you had to cook the food in order to consume the food, you're accelerating your aging. We are accelerating our aging and we don't get it. We don't understand it because we love the way the food tastes. We love the way it has been prepared. Also, the mere fact that you have to change that food in order to consume it should tell you that that ain't natural for your body. If you didn't have the tools and you didn't have the tools that are necessary to be able to cook that food, to be able to cut that food up, to be able to store that food, you couldn't consume that food in its natural state. Anything you can't consume in its natural state is not natural for you. All right. So let's just get that out the air so that we can understand why it is that we're suffering to a certain degree. Now, this ain't the only reason we're suffering, but this is one of the major reasons we are suffering and continue to suffer the major illnesses that we are suffering. And at the end of the day, the African American leads every category that is detrimental to life when it comes to the disease. And this is ridiculous. And why are we leading every category? Not just because we're consuming those foods that are not natural to the body. It's the mere fact that, again, our ancestral DNA is not tied to that which we've been consuming and which we have accepted as our natural food. But we don't want to hear that. We don't want to hear that. Like I say, anytime we start to talk about the differences between individuals, the differences between races, individuals become either super pro one side or super anti another side. I'm just speaking facts into the universe. I'm not talking about pro this, pro that. We're all unique. Our ancestral DNA is with us, period. Like, we can deny what it is that we originally came from, but what we originally came from, DNA and genetically speaking, is still within us and is passed on generation after generation when you rebirth yourself and your children, their children, etc. Many of you can't get that wrapped around your head because you feel as if there's something going on. You know what I mean? Where it's an anti this approach, an anti that approach. I'm not anti anything but hypocrisy and foolishness and ignorance. And when it's willing ignorance, you understand what I'm saying? Some of us remain willing in our ignorance when it comes to certain things. We, instead of taking in things that are naturally available for us to get and understand, we like to just sit back and allow others to tell us things and accept those things without even challenging them, even though those things are not benefiting us. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to be willing to step back and question everything. I question literally everything. Anything I've been taught, anything I've come in contact with that I didn't produce myself, I question it. And I question it with an open mind to understand and accept, or with an open mind to look at it and see that this is not what it is and what it says it is, and to decline it, no matter how many other people are accepting it. You understand what I'm saying? So we got to move beyond that point, guys. So again, we got to deal with herbs in this level, guys. Herbs are natural foods for the body. Understanding how to utilize those herbs goes a long way in helping to heal the body of whatever it is that we're dealing with. but other lifestyle changes have to be in play in order to maximize the effects of the herbs that you are utilizing. You understand? Many of you guys run from trying to use things that are natural because you don't understand. And I get it. If you don't understand it, then of course you're going to be confused about it. Then of course it's unlikely that you're going to partake in it. But at the end of the day, if you are consistently going to the doctor and you're consistently getting drugs that are not correcting the solution, the problem, they're not the solution to the problem, they're just a band-aid to the problem, then you're going to continue to experience whatever it is that you're experiencing, and you're going to lessen the quality of your life and your life expectancy. You understand what I'm saying? So my philosophy, as well as I guess it was Sharon's philosophy as well. And again, I didn't coach Sharon into doing anything when it came down to her decision to fight what it is that she was dealing with naturally. She had made that decision before she even told us about what it was that she was dealing with. I was already into the herbal and the natural way of doing things, because once I started to understand that, which only has been about a year that I've really been digging deep into the herbs and understanding those things. Once I started to get the understanding of what was natural and what wasn't natural, it became easy for me to understand that whatever it is that I'm dealing with, that I'm gonna fight naturally. Now, I'm not telling you guys you got to go with what it is that I'm saying, but I've determined that. You understand what I'm saying? And this isn't to say that all medicines are inherently evil. I say this: medicine is absolutely necessary in acute situations that medicine can stop your life from ending. You understand what I'm saying? I experienced that, and I'm appreciative for the medicine that they put me on at that particular time. My gripe with medicine is this: it should never be a long-term uh, strategy to what it is that you're dealing with. It should be a short-term strategy to deal with acute situations if you're going to utilize it. And especially in life-threatening situations, medicines, the modern medicine, can be definitely beneficial. So let's get that out there too. So I don't want you to think that I'm one of these fanatics who think that you should never use medicines. Again, everything has its place. Understanding where the place is and when that should happen is the key. You understand what I'm saying? Let me look at some of these things right here, guys. We got Margaret from Jackson. What's up, Margaret? Seeing you in a minute. Hope everything's all right. What's up, wonderfully made? School is in session. Yes. Monte is teaching. What's up, Vicky? I ain't seen you in a minute, Vicky. How you doing? What's up, Courtney? It's been a while as well. What's up, Monique? Been a minute for you as well, Monique. How you been? Hope things is good. Yeah, definitely. Yes. So Shay C says, I don't drink milk, but I still eat cheese, but have tremendously slowed down with that with using dairy. Yeah, again, guys, all that stuff. Again, I'm not telling you not to eat what it is you eat, but understand that none of that stuff is natural for the human physiology. And the thing with cheese and dairy is that it becomes increasingly addictive. It says that the cheese actually has a connection to the center, to those brain, those areas in the brain that are very high in addictive quality. It says the cheese has properties that are actually connected to that, almost like heroin, so to speak, that it really excites the brain and becomes addictive in the way that it is. So that's why it's so hard for many individuals to break away from cheese. You know what I mean? So do your research on that as well, guys. Don't just take what it is that I'm saying, you know what I mean, to be things that can't be disputed. Listen to what it is I'm saying, and then go and do your research, and do research from credible and reputable sources, guys. But at the end of the day, some things don't have to be verified by research if it's natural when it comes to nature. And if you understand nature and if you understand just the makeup of the human physiology, you understand that this physiology is not designed to consume meat, period. If you understand, all you have to do is look at all the things we have to do in order to consume that meat. And if you have to consume something or modify something, modify the molecular structure of anything in order not to be poisoned by it, how can it be natural for your body? That's the argument that I will put forth against anybody on this earth, no matter what their education level is, no matter what degree they have, no matter how effective they've been at changing individuals' lives as far as weight loss is concerned by consuming animal flesh. You can lose weight consuming animal flesh. You can have a perfect physique eating animal flesh. This doesn't mean that that animal flesh is natural for your physiology. And it doesn't mean that this animal flesh is not being detrimental to your cellular function and that you won't suffer something as a consequence of eating that animal flesh on down the line. This is the thing, man. We get tricked into seeing things and believing things based off just appearance alone. We got to move, we gotta have to move above and beyond just that appearance thing. You know what I mean?